Did you know that the protein shake you trust for health could be accelerating kidney failure faster than a daily donut habit? Here's something that'll shock you. Millions of people with early kidney disease are unknowingly eating proteins that create a toxic flood of phosphorus, nitrogen waste, and acid buildup, gradually strangling their kidney function day by day. The cruel irony? Many of these are foods marketed as healthy, sitting in your refrigerator right now, labeled natural or high protein. Meanwhile, your kidneys are silently drowning in metabolic waste they can no longer filter. Research from the National Kidney Foundation shows that nearly 37 million Americans have chronic kidney disease, but 90% don't even know it until significant damage has occurred. By then, the wrong protein choices have already done years of hidden harm. But here's the breakthrough. You can reverse this trajectory starting today. I'm going to reveal 4 scientifically backed protein sources that actually protect kidney function, plus 6 common proteins that medical research proves are quietly destroying your filtration capacity. Because when you understand the difference, you gain control over your health outcome. The problem runs deeper than most people realize. We've been conditioned to believe protein equals health. Period. Eat more protein. Build muscle. Stay strong. Live longer. The fitness industry, supplement companies, and even some outdated nutrition advice have hammered this message into our consciousness. But when kidney function drops below 60% of normal capacity, a threshold that affects 1 in 7 American adults, this blanket advice becomes dangerously misleading. Your kidneys are remarkable organs, filtering roughly 200 quarts of blood daily, removing waste while retaining essential nutrients. But damaged kidneys operate like clogged filters. They can't handle the same metabolic load. High-protein diets that work beautifully for healthy individuals become metabolic nightmares for compromised kidneys. Every gram of protein breaks down into nitrogen compounds that must be cleared through urine. When clearance slows, these compounds accumulate as blood urea nitrogen, creating that characteristic fatigue, brain fog, and nausea many kidney patients experience. Add phosphorus overload, which leaches calcium from bones and calcifies blood vessels, plus acid buildup that accelerates nephron damage, and you've got a perfect storm. The consequences aren't abstract lab numbers, they're real. Swelling in your ankles, unexplained weight gain from fluid retention, muscle cramps that wake you at night, and a progressive loss of energy that makes simple tasks exhausting. Many patients describe feeling like they're aging in fast forward, and in a metabolic sense, they are. But here's what matters. You're not trapped. The right protein choices, prepared correctly, can dramatically slow kidney decline while maintaining muscle mass and energy. You just need to know which ones actually work. Number 6. Salted and cured bacon. Let's start with breakfast. That crispy, savory bacon might be your morning ritual, but it's wreaking havoc on your kidneys in ways most people never consider. Bacon isn't just meat. It's heavily processed, salt-cured, and loaded with preservatives that create a triple assault on kidney tissue. A typical 2-slice serving contains over 400 milligrams of sodium, and many people eat 3 or 4 slices without thinking twice. For kidney patients, this sodium overload triggers immediate fluid retention, elevating blood pressure and forcing compromised kidneys to work overtime trying to maintain electrolyte balance. But sodium is just the beginning. Bacon contains sodium nitrite, a preservative that gives it that appealing pink color and extended shelf life. Research from the European Journal of Nutrition demonstrates that nitrites convert to nitrosamines in the body, compounds associated with increased oxidative stress and inflammation in renal tissue. This chronic inflammation accelerates the scarring process in kidneys already struggling with disease. The fat content presents another problem. Bacon's saturated fat promotes endothelial dysfunction, reducing blood flow to the kidneys and impairing their ability to filter efficiently. A man named Thomas, 58 with stage 3 CKD, started every day with bacon and eggs. Despite medication, his blood pressure remained stubbornly high and his ankle swelling persisted. Eliminating bacon and switching to egg whites made a measurable difference within 2 weeks. His morning blood pressure readings dropped 12 points, and his lab work showed improved kidney function markers. Hidden bacon sources include restaurant breakfast combos, BLT sandwiches, bacon bits on salads, and even some potato dishes. The cumulative effect of these small amounts adds up quickly, creating consistent kidney stress that compounds over time. Number 5, commercial lunch, meats and cold cuts. Moving beyond bacon, the entire category of processed lunch meats deserves scrutiny. Whether it's ham, salami, bologna, or roast beef from the deli counter, these convenient proteins share dangerous characteristics for kidney patients. The processing methods involve injecting meats with phosphate-based solutions to retain moisture, enhance flavor, and extend shelf life. These phosphate additives are the inorganic type that absorbs at rates approaching 100%, unlike natural food phosphorus. When phosphorus floods your bloodstream faster than damaged kidneys can clear it, the consequences cascade through your entire system. Your parathyroid glands respond by pulling calcium from bones, weakening your skeleton while simultaneously depositing that calcium into blood vessels and soft tissues. This vascular calcification isn't reversible and significantly increases cardiovascular disease risk, the leading cause of death in kidney disease patients. The sodium content in lunch meats typically ranges from 500–800 milligrams per 3-ounce serving, sometimes exceeding 1,000 milligrams in heavily seasoned varieties. A woman named Beverly, 61, with declining kidney function, built her daily lunch around turkey and ham sandwiches, believing she was making healthy choices by avoiding fried foods. Her persistent edema and climbing blood pressure puzzled her until a renal dietitian reviewed her food diary. The lunch meats were the culprit. Switching to freshly prepared chicken breast or fish reduced her sodium intake by over 1,500 milligrams daily. Within a month, she'd lost 7 pounds of fluid weight. Her blood pressure medications were reduced, and her energy improved dramatically. Restaurant sandwiches, pre-packaged lunch kits, and even some healthy wraps contain these problematic proteins, often in quantities larger than you'd use at home. Number 4, processed deli turkey slices. Walk down any supermarket aisle and you'll see them. Perfectly stacked, conveniently sliced, labeled lean and high protein. Processed turkey seems like the responsible choice, especially compared to red meat. But for anyone with kidney concerns, these deli slices are metabolic landmines. The primary culprit is sodium phosphate, added as a preservative and moisture enhancer. A 2019 study published in the Clinical Journal of the American Society of Nephrology found that inorganic phosphate additives are absorbed at rates exceeding 90%, compared to just 40–60% absorption from natural food phosphorus. This matters enormously because excess phosphorus directly damages the cardiovascular system, triggering a cascade called vascular calcification, where arteries literally harden like bone. For kidney patients, this accelerates both kidney decline and heart disease simultaneously. Then there's the sodium problem. 3 ounces of deli turkey, about what you'd put in a sandwich, contains between 600 to 900 milligrams of sodium, depending on the brand. When your kidneys can't efficiently clear sodium, it causes fluid retention, elevates blood pressure, and forces the heart to work harder, pumping against increased vascular resistance. A patient named Robert, 64 years old with stage 3 chronic kidney disease, couldn't understand why his ankles swelled every afternoon, despite taking his blood pressure medication faithfully. His daily turkey sandwich seemed innocent enough. Once he eliminated processed meats and switched to fresh cooked proteins, his fluid retention resolved within 10 days, and his blood pressure stabilized. Hidden sources include pre-made salads from delis, frozen turkey patties, and even some restaurant-healthy sandwiches that seem fresh but use pre-processed meats. The processing itself creates concentrated protein loads that generate excessive nitrogenous waste, burdening already compromised filtration systems. Your kidneys don't need this added stress. Number 3. Commercial protein powder supplements. The supplement industry has convinced millions that scooping powder into shakes equals health optimization. But concentrated whey, or casein, isolates present serious problems for damaged kidneys. These powders deliver 20-30 grams of protein per serving in a form so rapidly absorbed that it creates what researchers call acute protein loading. A 2020 study from the American Journal of Kidney Diseases demonstrated that high-dose protein supplementation in individuals with reduced glomerular filtration rate significantly increased serum creatinine and blood urea nitrogen levels within just 4 weeks. The mechanism is straightforward. Your kidneys must process all protein breakdown products, primarily urea and creatinine. When protein arrives in concentrated, rapidly absorbed forms, rather than gradually through whole foods, the filtration system experiences sudden spikes in metabolic waste that damaged nephrons cannot efficiently clear. Additionally, many protein powders contain hidden phosphorus compounds not listed clearly on nutrition labels. Whey protein naturally contains phosphorus, but manufacturers often add phosphate salts to improve mixability and shelf stability. These synthetic phosphates absorb almost completely into your bloodstream, unlike food-bound phosphorus, which is only partially absorbed. A man named David, 52, diagnosed with early chronic kidney disease, used protein shakes twice daily as meal replacements, believing he was making healthy choices. His phosphorus levels climbed steadily, his energy plummeted, and his nephrologist warned that continued use would accelerate his progression toward dialysis. Within 6 weeks of eliminating protein powders and eating whole food proteins instead, his labs normalized and his fatigue lifted dramatically. Protein powders also lack the protective compounds found in whole foods: fiber that helps excrete uremic toxins, antioxidants that reduce inflammation, and the slower digestion rate that prevents metabolic shock. For anyone with kidney concerns, whole food proteins aren't just preferable, they're essential. Number 2, grain-fed beef and fatty red meats. Red meat has long been nutrition's controversial child, but for kidney patients, the evidence is increasingly clear. Frequent consumption accelerates decline. Research published in JAMA Internal Medicine, following over 63,000 adults, for an average of 15.5 years, found that each additional daily serving of red meat increased chronic kidney disease risk by 23%. The reasons are multifactorial. First, red meats are exceptionally high in purines, organic compounds that metabolize into uric acid. While healthy kidneys clear uric acid efficiently, damaged kidneys allow buildup, which directly injures the nephron tubules through crystal formation and inflammatory processes. Hyperuricemia isn't just about gout. It's an independent risk factor for kidney disease progression. A 2018 study in Kidney International found that elevated uric acid levels correlated with faster GFR decline regardless of other risk factors. Second, the saturated fat content in fatty cuts promotes insulin resistance and dyslipidemia, both of which impair renal blood flow and encourage glomerulosclerosis, the scarring of kidney filtering units. Third, acid load matters. Animal proteins generate more metabolic acid during digestion than plant proteins, creating a state called metabolic acidosis that damages kidney tissue over time and accelerates bone mineral loss. A patient named Helen, 68, loved her weekly steak dinners. Her nephrologist eventually connected her steadily declining kidney function and persistent high uric acid levels to her meat consumption. Replacing red meat with fish and plant proteins twice weekly resulted in measurable improvements in both her GFR and uric acid levels within 3 months. Red meat also concentrates environmental toxins and hormones from grain-fed livestock, adding another layer of metabolic burden. You'll find hidden sources in restaurant lean burgers, mixed meatloaf, and beef-based broths. For kidney protection, limiting red meat to rare occasions, if at all, is one of the most impactful dietary changes you can make. Number 1. Canned beans with added sodium and phosphates. This might surprise you because beans are plant-based, fiber-rich, and generally considered healthy. But canned varieties present unique dangers for kidney patients. The primary issue is potassium content. A single cup of canned black beans contains approximately 610 milligrams of potassium, and kidney beans pack even more. When kidney function drops below 30% of normal, potassium clearance becomes dangerously impaired. Excess potassium accumulates in the blood, a condition called hyperkalemia, which disrupts the electrical signals controlling your heartbeat. The consequences can be sudden and severe. Cardiac arrhythmias, muscle weakness, and in acute cases, cardiac arrest. A 2017 study in the New England Journal of Medicine found that hyperkalemia accounts for numerous preventable deaths annually in chronic kidney disease patients. The second problem is sodium. Canned beans are typically preserved in brine containing 300–500 milligrams of sodium per serving, sometimes more. This sodium promotes fluid retention and hypertension, creating a vicious cycle that further damages already vulnerable kidney tissue. But perhaps most insidious are the phosphate additives. Food manufacturers add various phosphate compounds to maintain texture and color in canned goods. Unlike naturally occurring phosphates in foods, these additives are inorganic and absorbed at extraordinarily high rates, quickly raising blood phosphorus levels. Elevated phosphorus triggers parathyroid hormone release, which pulls calcium from bones to buffer blood levels, resulting in simultaneous bone weakening and vascular calcification. A woman named Gloria, 59, with stage 4 CKD, ate healthy bean salads daily, using canned beans for convenience. Despite dietary diligence elsewhere, her potassium levels remained dangerously elevated, and her bone density scans showed accelerating loss. Her renal dietitian identified canned beans as the culprit. Switching to properly prepared dried beans, soaked overnight to reduce potassium and cooked without added salt, brought her labs back into safer ranges. If you want beans, buy dried. Soak them 12 hours with water changes, cook thoroughly, and limit portions to 1/2 cup or less. Now, let's shift from the proteins damaging your kidneys to those that can genuinely support and protect them. These aren't exotic superfoods. They're accessible, practical options backed by solid research that work with your kidney function rather than against it. Number 4. Steamed white rice protein, optional plant addition. Before we get to the top 3, let's acknowledge an often overlooked kidney-friendly option that works particularly well for people transitioning away from high-protein diets. White rice, while not a complete protein source on its own, provides easily digestible carbohydrates that help spare protein breakdown and offers small amounts of protein without the phosphorus and potassium load of whole grains. When combined with small portions of the complete proteins we'll discuss, white rice creates balanced meals that satisfy hunger while protecting kidney function. A 1/2 cup of cooked white rice contains only about 2 grams of protein, but more importantly, it provides energy that prevents your body from breaking down muscle tissue for fuel, a critical concern for kidney patients who need to preserve lean mass. The key advantage is its remarkably low potassium and phosphorus content compared to brown rice or other whole grains. For someone managing advanced kidney disease, this difference matters significantly in maintaining safe electrolyte levels. Number 3. Organic firm tofu. Tofu doesn't inspire passion in most people. It's mild, unassuming, and often misunderstood. But for kidney patients, this simple soy product offers a nearly perfect protein profile. A 1/2 cup serving provides approximately 10 grams of complete protein containing all essential amino acids, yet delivers this nutrition with significantly less phosphorus than equivalent animal proteins. Research from the Journal of Renal Nutrition demonstrates that soy protein, unlike animal protein, doesn't increase glomerular pressure or hyperfiltration, the processes that accelerate kidney damage. The mechanism involves acid-base balance. Animal proteins generate sulfuric and phosphoric acids during metabolism, forcing kidneys to work harder, buffering these acids. Plant proteins like soy produce far less acid load, reducing metabolic stress on damaged nephrons. But tofu's benefits extend beyond protein content. It contains isoflavones, plant compounds with anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties. A 2016 study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that regular soy consumption was associated with slower chronic kidney disease progression, potentially due to these bioactive compounds, reducing oxidative stress and inflammation in renal tissue. Tofu is also remarkably versatile and easy to digest, producing less nitrogenous waste than meat proteins. For someone named Patricia, 66, with stage 3 CKD, replacing 3 weekly meat meals with tofu-based dishes resulted in measurable decreases in her blood urea nitrogen levels and a subjective improvement in energy and mental clarity within a month. The key is preparation. Choose organic, non-GMO varieties to avoid potential contaminants. Firm tofu works beautifully grilled, baked, or crumbled into scrambles. Soft, silken tofu blends into smoothies or can be used in kidney-friendly desserts. Avoid heavily salted preparations or high-sodium sauces. A light seasoning, with herbs, a squeeze of lemon, or a small amount of low-sodium soy sauce maintains flavor without compromising kidney health. Tofu's neutral taste is actually an advantage. It absorbs whatever flavors you add while delivering clean, kidney-gentle protein. This isn't about forcing yourself to eat something you dislike. It's about discovering that effective kidney protection can actually taste good. 2 to 3 servings weekly, each around a half cup, provides excellent protein support without overwhelming your system. Number 2, wild-caught white fish, especially coddy. Sometimes your body craves something more substantial, something with texture and satisfaction. Wild-caught whitefish, particularly cod, offers that experience while remaining extraordinarily kidney-friendly. A 3-ounce serving of cooked cod provides approximately 20 grams of high-quality, easily digestible protein with only about 117 milligrams of phosphorus, significantly less than beef, pork, or even chicken. The omega-3 fatty acids in fish, while less concentrated in whitefish than salmon, still provide anti-inflammatory benefits. Chronic inflammation is a primary driver of kidney disease progression, and omega-3s help modulate inflammatory pathways, potentially slowing damage. Research from the Clinical Journal of the American Society of Nephrology indicates that fish consumption correlates with better kidney function outcomes compared to other animal proteins, likely due to lower purine content, reduced acid generation, and beneficial fatty acid profiles. White fish is also naturally low in saturated fat, which matters because saturated fat promotes insulin resistance and cardiovascular disease, both of which worsen kidney function. The light, flaky texture means easier digestion and less metabolic waste for your kidneys to process. A gentleman named Richard, 71, with declining kidney function, struggled with protein choices that didn't spike his labs. His dietitian recommended substituting his regular chicken and beef meals with baked cod twice weekly. Within 2 months, his phosphorus levels stabilized, his energy improved noticeably, and his follow-up creatinine showed the first improvement in over a year. Preparation matters enormously. Baking, steaming, or gentle poaching preserves the delicate protein structure without adding inflammatory fats or excessive sodium. Season with fresh herbs like dill, parsley, or cilantro, a squeeze of lemon, and perhaps a tiny amount of olive oil. Avoid breading, deep frying, or heavy cream sauces that transform kidney-friendly protein into a metabolic burden. Choose wild-caught, when possible, to minimize environmental contaminants like mercury, which damage kidneys clear less efficiently. Other excellent white fish options include tilapia, halibut, and flounder. 2, 3, 4-ounce servings weekly provides excellent protein support while giving your kidneys a genuine break from the heavy lifting required by red meats and processed proteins. Number 1, pastured egg whites. If there's one protein that approaches perfect for kidney patients, it's egg whites, separated from the yolk. This might seem overly specific, but the distinction matters profoundly. One large egg white contains approximately 3.6 grams of complete protein with all 9 essential amino acids, but delivers this with only about 2 milligrams of phosphorus compared to 66 milligrams in the whole egg. That's a massive difference when you're trying to control phosphorus levels. Egg white protein, called albumin, has a biological value of 100, meaning your body utilizes it with exceptional efficiency, producing minimal metabolic waste. This efficiency is critical for damaged kidneys because it means less nitrogenous waste to filter and excrete. Research published in the Journal of the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics confirms that egg whites provide high-quality protein without the phosphorus, cholesterol, and saturated fat found in yolks, making them ideal for chronic kidney disease management. Egg whites are also extremely low in potassium and sodium, addressing two other major concerns for kidney patients. They contain virtually no purines, eliminating uric acid concerns. A woman named Susan, 63 with stage 4 CKD, was struggling to find proteins that didn't worsen her labs. Her renal dietitian suggested 4 egg whites daily, prepared various ways. Within 3 weeks, her phosphorus levels dropped from dangerously high to the upper end of normal. Her energy improved dramatically, and she reported feeling less puffy and more clear-headed. The versatility is remarkable. Scramble them with herbs and kidney-safe vegetables, hard-boil them for convenient snacks, add them to oatmeal for extra protein, or use them in kidney-friendly baking. You can purchase liquid egg whites in cartons for convenience. Just verify they contain no added sodium or preservatives. Always cook egg whites thoroughly. Raw consumption can interfere with biotin absorption over time. Choose organic or pasture-raised eggs when available for optimal nutrient quality. The one note of caution: egg whites work best when you're not eating excessive amounts of yolk-based foods elsewhere, since whole egg consumption would reintroduce the phosphorus and cholesterol you're trying to avoid. Think of egg whites as a foundational protein you can rely on daily. Typically 3 to 5 whites, depending on your overall protein needs, providing consistent nutrition without kidney stress. This simple food, costing pennies per serving, might be the most kidney-protective protein choice available. Now that you understand which proteins support kidney health and which ones damage it, let's talk about practical implementation. Knowledge without action changes nothing. So here's how to actually transform your daily eating patterns. First, conduct a protein audit of your current diet. For 3 days, write down every protein source you eat and honestly evaluate whether it's in the protect or damage category. Most people discover they're eating far more kidney-stressing proteins than they realized. Second, make strategic swaps rather than trying to overhaul everything simultaneously. Replace your morning bacon with egg whites. Substitute your lunch deli sandwich with a tofu scramble or baked fish. These individual changes compound into significant kidney protection over weeks and months. Third, master simple preparation techniques. Keep hard-boiled egg whites in your refrigerator for quick snacks. Learn one excellent fish baking method you can repeat reliably. Experiment with tofu until you find 2 or 3 preparations you genuinely enjoy. Kidney-friendly eating fails when it feels like deprivation, but succeeds when you discover satisfying alternatives. Fourth, understand portion control. Even kidney-friendly proteins require appropriate amounts, typically 3-4 ounces per meal for most people with chronic kidney disease, though your nephrologist or renal dietitian should provide personalized guidance based on your specific labs and disease stage. Work with these professionals rather than going it alone. Protein needs vary based on whether you're pre-dialysis, on dialysis, or managing early-stage disease. Fifth, consider meal timing and frequency. Instead of loading all your protein into one large meal, distribute it across the day in smaller portions. This approach reduces the metabolic spike that overwhelms damaged kidneys and provides steadier energy throughout your day. Your kidneys are remarkable organs, capable of significant recovery when given proper support. Every protein choice you make either contributes to healing or accelerates decline. There's no neutral ground. You've now learned 4 scientifically backed proteins that actively protect kidney function. Organic tofu, with its anti-inflammatory isoflavones and low acid load, wild-caught white fish, providing clean protein with minimal phosphorus, and pastured egg whites, offering biological perfection with almost no metabolic burden. You've also identified 6 common proteins quietly destroying your kidneys. Salted bacon, with its nitrite preservatives and sodium overload, commercial lunch meats injected with phosphate solutions, processed turkey loaded with sodium phosphate additives, commercial protein powders that shock your system with concentrated loads, grain-fed red meats generating excessive acid and uric acid, and canned beans packing dangerous potassium and additive phosphates. These aren't abstract recommendations, they're evidence-based strategies that can measurably slow kidney disease progression. The question now is simple. What will you do with this information? Small changes create cascading effects. Swap one harmful protein this week. Choose egg whites over processed meat for just 2 breakfasts. Try baked cod instead of your usual steak once. These aren't dramatic sacrifices. They're intelligent adjustments that respect your body's current limitations while supporting its healing capacity. Your kidney function today reflects thousands of past choices, but your kidney function 6 months from now depends on decisions you make starting right now. You're not powerless against this disease. You have more control than most people realize, and that control lives primarily on your plate. Which protein will you swap first? Share your commitment in the comments. Your decision might inspire someone else facing the same struggles. If this information helped you understand kidney-friendly protein choices more clearly, subscribe for more evidence-based kidney health strategies and share this with anyone navigating chronic kidney disease. Remember, kidneys damaged by years of harmful proteins don't heal overnight, but they do respond to consistent, informed choices made day after day. Your next meal is your next opportunity.